reset again. Come on. I can do it. I can get it right in practice. That timer start early. That timer looked like it started early. I just want to get past tank. If I can just get past the tank in a timely fashion, then I've set up really nicely for the rest of the run. It's just that. I know I'm supposed to be doing no resets, but I'd really like to prove that I can do it. And it's annoying because I've put so much fucking practice into tank. Make sure I close the lockers behind me. I like to keep everything nice and tidy. Oh, it's to go back to the major story from today. That video, it was filmed by LBC, which is a UK radio news show. It's also been featured on the Independent's website, the Daily Mail's website, apparently the Sun's website, though I haven't looked because I refuse to look at the Sun, and it was also featured on Good Morning Britain, which is a breakfast news show on ITV1, which is like one of the biggest television channels in the UK. Yes, that was pretty cool. LBC is absolutely a right-wing site. I do not like LBC. I am not a fan. LBC is one of the platforms that Nigel Farage used a lot. But you know, they're on the side of against the protesters in this, and they're all for talking about climate change and stuff like that. So on this occasion, I do agree with them, but yeah, I'm not normally a fan of LBC. But they have shared my video. I gotta give them some credit for that. And the great thing is, and we tested this at work, is if anyone looks at that video and goes, I wonder what MGSR is, if you search Google for MGSR, the first thing that comes up is Metal Gear Speedrunners, because my boss's boss tried it. It's like, oh yeah, there it is. Metal Gear Speedrunners. He didn't have a fucking clue what it was, or what any of it meant. He's told me that a few times when I've posted stuff on Facebook and stuff about speedrunning. You know, oh, I got this world record and Boba Skip happened and stuff like that. He's occasionally said, "Congratulations on what you did over the weekend, Nick. I've got no idea what it was, but it looked pretty cool." Yeah, advancing the conversation. Which is basically code for we're going to say what we want to say, whether you think it's politically correct or not. Over the last few years, I've become a lot more left-wing. Particularly more liberal. Pretty much like Brexit was the really big turning point for me. I used to be right wing when I was younger. I voted for the Conservative Party in the past. Can't remember if that was in a general election, or whether it was in a like a by-election or just a council election or something like that. Yeah, when I was younger, I was right wing. But then as I sort of slowly learnt more about the world, went to university and actually learnt what the world was like outside of my own front door, I realised, oh, Yeah, this world sucks, and capitalism is a big reason why. That story is a little awkward. You have to take what Silence just said. You have to take that story with a little pinch of salt, because apparently the hospital did advise that the protest actually made no impedance on them getting there. It's still not a nice thing. Still think that this woman had a stroke, and then was stuck in traffic for 6 hours. But yeah, there's a little bit of understanding that that's not entirely sincere. A little awkward getting over to the other guard that I didn't think I'd got in quite the right position. It was a bit off.
Like a rookie.
I'm telling you, shoot.
I still can't quite get those guards shot from over the other side of the room. Because shooting those guards quickly is what makes these guards all turn up a lot quicker. 5 bullets isn't ideal, but it'll have to do. I think for me, what is gonna happen next? What's gonna happen next is someone, because today was worse. So what Insulate Britain have been doing for the past few weeks is they've been blocking slip roads. So motorway exit slip roads. That's exactly what they blocked when they blocked me. They go to an exit slip road, they wait for the traffic lights to turn red, and then go across the road. That's exactly what happened to me. What they did today is they actually went onto the motorway itself and in front of moving traffic and stopped moving traffic to barricade it. Which is incredibly dangerous and stupid. And the thing I see happening next is that someone... Hang on. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Moved his head just slightly. The thing I'm seeing next is a protester is either going to get seriously injured or killed... And then Insulate Britain will have an absolute uproar over it. They will be demanding that whatever driver was involved is, arrested, and and they'll try and spin this that way. It'll be, oh, he was the protester who died, he was so brave, and he was just a normal person, he worked in a bakery and he just wanted to try and change the world, and they'll try and make him out to be some sort of martyr, and the whole country is just going to turn around him and say, no, he was a fucking idiot. And they are going to try and spin it so hard in their favor. I've got to stop trying that roll. I've got to stop trying that roll. It never works. They're going to try and spin it so far in their favor, it'll be unreal. Or that's the other thing that's going to happen, is that a motorist is going to completely lose their rag, and is either going to seriously injure someone just to fight, like getting into a bus stop with them, or they're going to deliberately run someone over. Oh, I thought I was a little late with that, but I'm good, I'm good. Ooh. That doesn't surprise me. That sounds quite similar to India. My dad's done a lot of used to. He doesn't do much anymore, but he used to do a lot of work internationally for his company. And the stories he'd tell us about India whenever he went were just incredible. Like one of the most dangerous places in the world for driving. And that's the thing. This is the UK. We're not India. We have very strict traffic laws for a reason, and because they work. Close. There we go. There's the minute. I told you. All I needed to do was get past tank in a timely manner, and I automatically save a minute. That was a little slow getting around that guard there. Ugh, it's horrible, isn't it? The other cheeky thing that Insulate Britain have been demanding is that because they forewarned people that they're going to do these, they are under the impression, and I don't know how true this is supposed to be, they are under the belief that because the Highways Agency knows that a blockade is going to take place, they have a legal obligation to reduce the speed limit on the motorway. Whilst they've been arguing about, in getting the government to insulate more houses, they've also been arguing that because they're protesting, the M25's speed limit should be reduced because there's protests and blockades. It's like, no, you don't get to just make up the. I assume there is some basis in fact there. There probably is some sort of basis that if the Highways Agency knows that there's going to be some sort of blockade, I'm not necessarily meaning a protest, but something along the lines that, I don't know, a tank has fallen over or something like that, then there is a precedent that says they have to reduce the speed limit. But you don't get to demand that. Oh dear. Oh dear. Worried about running out of ammo here. I don't think I'm not going to. No, they don't. No, they don't. What they are doing is extremely selfish. They have absolutely no concept of what they're doing actually means. And they just think that their cause is so just that it justifies it all, and it just doesn't. Oh yeah, that was never going to be my last run. But now, as you can see, I'm already making the mistake that I knew I was going to make, which was save a minute on tank, and then slowly throw it all away. You have a morbid curiosity because you used to be like that. In what way? It's not off. Excuse me. It's not often we get political on this channel. I did already pick up. I really need to remember. Okay, fair enough. I really need to remember whether I've picked up the chaff grenades there or not. I also need to learn if there is another backup for SOCOM. I know there's SOCOM ammo in the ninja fight, but I didn't go anywhere near it, so I didn't bother with it. Ugh. Okay, that's a little slow because I had to go and get some more SOCOM ammo. So far, so green, but it's not going to last, I don't think. This'll be a big time loss. The Mantis might be really good, though, because... Nick Green. Hopefully, if I can get the start of this Mantis fight good, then this will be really good. Now that I seem to have the... Now that I seem to have the crouch early shot down. We'll see. Okay, yeah. I only lost 4 seconds in the end. My PB must have been really bad for that split. I must have done something similar for my PB. Alright, here we go. I crouched. And I punched. I don't think that was a headshot damage. No, it wasn't. Ah, that's bad. Oh, that's a shame. That was so fast. That's really awesome.
Stop.
That was bad. I shot him in the chest. A little bit of a slow finish. Alright, I'm still kind of on time. That was massively helped out by a really, really good start. But I absolutely hear what you're saying about the online community sort of helping you. The exact same thing has happened to me this year.
You're pretty good.
Oh, thanks, dudes. I haven't. No one's used one of those in ages. I'd almost forgotten that they existed. And MGSR, I haven't really spoken about this too much yet, and I have been intending for a while to do a YouTube video sort of updating my life. To sort of, I do it occasionally to sort of talk about what's changed and how things are going. I haven't really talked about it in much depth, but I don't think it's too far-fetched to say that MGSR has actually saved my mental health. I know that sounds a bit extreme. I was contemplating whether I even go to the extreme of save my life, and that's not true. that's way too extreme. But no, MGSR have 100% like saved my mental health, because I was the back end of last year, I went through a really, really rough time, both at work and with my social life. Which regular viewers will know about this. I talked about it quite extensively at the time. I went through a really rough transition phase where basically the group of people that I have spent all of my online time with over the past 10 years, the people I went to university with, have been my closest group of friends for the last 10 years. At the start of the year, or actually right at the end of last year, I basically divorced them all for reasons that I don't really want to go into right now. But basically, I was having some mental health issues, and I approached the group to talk about those issues, and I never felt that I received the support I needed. And there was some backlash. There was some backlash to, because I had issues with certain people within that group, and I didn't want to be around those people, and the rest of the group were just like, nope, you're trying to kick this person out. We're not going to do that. Just get over it. And it's just like, okay, I'm not going to do that. Essentially boiling it down. Let's concentrate on this fight. If she hadn't been behind the pillar for so long at the start, that would have been the fastest Wolf 2 fight I've ever had. That was so fucking clean. And it was completely ruined by the fact that she stood behind the pillar at the start. But yeah, my situation is exactly the same as Silent. Basically, what happened as a result of everything that happened, I got myself into a double-fold situation, which was I was no longer spending time online with that community, and so I freed up a lot of time by not like feeling like I needed to be involved with them, and at the same time I was furloughed because of the pandemic. And I was like, I need to find something to fill the void. And it just so happened to be the same time when I picked up speedrunning. And so speedrunning filled the void. And I look back. Am I sad? Am I still sad about leaving that group? Yeah, I still have a good relationship with those people individually. Most of those people individually. There's a few people in that group that I've completely turned my back on. But, you know, I still have good relationships with a lot of those individuals. A lot of the individuals are still going to be attending my wedding. There's a couple of individuals who were invited who are no longer attending my wedding.
Witch, she took my clothes.
But
Shut up in there, will you? Hey, shut up in there, will you?
But I only have to look at what I've accomplished in the last, what, we're in September now, so last 9-10 months. I found a brand new community of people who seem to really enjoy my company, and are supportive and helpful, and we share common interests. You know, we all fucking love Metal Gear Solid. Is the great thing about this community. And actually, in my old community, I only really had one other person who really, really liked Metal Gear Solid, and it was a person I really didn't get on with that well most of the time. You know, they've been supportive, and you know, this community's been absolutely fantastic. You know, what else have I achieved? I'm now a staff member for that community. Unfortunately, I have not had any time to do anything with that role recently, but I promise I will get round to it. I think at the moment it really is, I need to get through this tournament, and then I will start looking at what I'm going to do. But, you know, I'm now a staff member for them. I've been in several speedrunning events, including ESA. I've been busy being angry in traffic. You know, ESA so far has been like the big one for me. You know, I would watch these speedrun events and never even dream that I'd be in one day. And yeah, I went.
That's better.
I did a speedrun at ESA. Meeting people from Yogsat, the whole Boba Skip thing, my video being on Eurogamer, that was fucking huge for me. I've accomplished so much in such a short space of time, and I hate to say it, but I kind of feel like the group that I was in were holding me back. Right, concentration time. Yes, that's how we do it. I actually do think I prefer Plywood's method there. I really do think I prefer Plywood's method. You know, my Twitch stream, my followers have increased rapidly. You know, from the just before Boba Skip happened, I was just closing in on 500. I've been streaming now for well over 5 years, and I was closing in on 500 viewers. So I've sort of been managing 100 a year. Just after the Boba Skip happened, I got 100 in 2 weeks. You know, it's fucking insane. And yeah, unfortunately, I do kind of feel like this group that I've been hanging around with for the last 10 years have been, not intentionally, not with any sort of malice or anything, but they've been holding me back. Because I've always just done what they've done and gone along with it, and they've never wanted to do anything. They've never wanted to make the most progress we ever seemed to make was we did some Clash tournaments in League of Legends. And that was it. Yeah, and my time at MGSR has been a whirlwind as well. I remember joining, and I remember the first time I streamed and Plywood jumped in. Now, I'm sure people outside of speedrunning, when you first sort of heard about it and you heard about some of these people, for me, I always thought that speedrunners were, you know, sort of internet celebrities. To me, before I got into MGSR and stuff like that, I'd seen runs from the likes of Plywood, Tyler, Limes. I kind of thought these guys were like big news. So to have Plywood like come into my stream and start chatting, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I've got the one of the biggest Metal Gear speedrunners in the world, like the world record holder for this category, talking to me in my stream. This is incredible. And you know, 9 months later, I was like, it's not like that at all. They're just guys. They're just like everyone else. Speedrunners are not celebrities. Some speedrunners, you know, like the really, really big, super famous ones. You know, Dream. Oh. You know, you can get speedrunners who actually are celebrities, but they are just, you know, normal people like everyone else. They put on their trousers the exact same way as everyone else does. They also swap to the stun grenades before they enter this room. Dream, good one. Fucking Dream. What a prick. I still don't like him. I am of the opinion now with Dream that he didn't do it intentionally. He's just a fucking idiot. He's just a fucking idiot who just made it worse. Who just handled the whole situation extremely poorly. That is how I feel about Dream. It is my opinion that he's actually too stupid to have made that up. You know, it does make me wonder, are there people who out there who watched me at ESA or watch me at stuff and now think I'm something special or a big shot? I hope not, because I definitely don't feel like it. I just keep doing what I do, and I fucking love it. This has been one of the best years of my life. There's no doubt about it. You know, and considering I'm saying that whilst being in a job that I've had massive issues with and have not been happy with. My wedding's been cancelled twice. There is a global pandemic still raging on. I still consider this to be one of the best years of my life. It's been absolutely incredible, and so much credit has to go to MGSR for it. I finally found a community that I enjoy being a part of and feel like I can actually make progress with. It's not just playing games for the fucking sake of it. It's not just churning out the same shit over and over again, which is what I had with my old group. Yeah. MGSR absolutely did something right. This is one of the nicest communities I've heard horror stories about some speedrunning communities. After I joined MGSR and I started looking at like speedrunning news properly, I started watching Carl Jobst videos. I followed MGSR on, followed speedrunning on Twitter, and saw some of the fucking things that come out. Like the Sonic community. Oh my god, Sonic is. If it's not Metal Gear, if I'd not gotten into Metal Gear Solid in the way that I did, I'd have probably gotten into Sonic instead. And I'm so fucking glad that I didn't. Oh shit, I moved a bit too far forwards there. Because the Sonic speedrunning community is... The Sonic speedrunning community is fucking awful at times, from what I've seen. Now, I don't want to tarnish all of them with the same brush. I have genuinely seen some good stuff coming out of them. But like I started following speedrunning on Twitter, and immediately there was I don't know if everyone remembers it. Immediately there was that was some bad time loss. Immediately there was a story about some Sonic speedrunner who'd like been an absolute bitch at a marathon or something, and it all blew up online. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. And luckily that hasn't happened in MGSR, so at least so far since I've been here. That's not to say there haven't been any incidents in MGSR. Occasionally, stuff happens. People have disagreements. There's been a couple of arguments, but that's life. That's people. You're always going to get that. But MGSR have genuinely been one of the nicest communities I've ever had the pleasure of being a part of, and it's one of the reasons I applied to be a staff member. I want to give back. I want to do something for that community and be, put some skills to use for it. Give it some time. It'll happen eventually. You and me, B-man, come on. Fucking take you. I've had enough of your lip. Find us a hide skip and we'll call it even. I'm working on it. I'm not really. I haven't got the foggiest. I haven't got not a clue how I would even start looking for hide and skip at this point. And Twin Snakes seems like such a concrete game to try and break. There's very little room for error, and the fact that a sequence breaker's never been found in MGS2 either just kind of solidifies that a little bit. You're fired. All right. Yeah, I lost a little bit of time on that because of that walkway. Right, I'm going to concentrate for a minute. I'm going to stop talking about my miserable life.
You think you can beat me with that little thing?
Oh, got him. Nice. I didn't think that was going to hit. shit, he's on the other side. Please hit, please hit, please hit. Oh, good, good. Who fired without my permission? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna hit. That's not a bad. I could have got some extra shots in there. That's not that bad. Particularly if I can get a couple of double shots here, then I can salvage this a bit more. Yeah, I definitely should have got one more shot in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nice. He went to the right corner for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Damn! Oh, he just moved slightly too quickly there. Could really do with a double shot here. 1, 2, 5. Got him! Got the shot without the lock on. Not the fastest hind ever, but I'm reasonably happy with that. I got two double hits in, which was really important. I have no idea how much ammo I've got, so I'm just going to play it safe and grab that one. Doesn't lose you a lot of time. I had 12. I always forget to check, and I absolutely should do, because that was more than enough. Yeah, in that case I'm gonna stop going for it. That's true, yeah. I knew I'd done that slightly too early. But I got the fast roll off there. That was good. It was where so I did quite a large roll, but then they shot me and I stayed upright. You can do that. I do believe that roll is actually quicker. It's just you take damage and it's not reliable. Yeah, you have to be quite precise. Unless you completely blunder Raven. Yeah, I don't. I time my shots out quite nicely for Raven. It's not like, you know, just constant blast, blast, blast. I remember when I first started, I was like just blast, 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 but... Oh wow, that sounds fun. Good luck, dudes. Thanks. I haven't let the fame go to my head just yet. We'll see whether that continues. Have a good evening, Silent. Alright, I actually have the C4 that I need this time. I did not last run. I had to take these guys out with the SOCOM instead.
Too late, Snake. Now die!
Snake's feeling good. And he's feeling good. Ba-na. You know, this is going to be a really fucking horrible VOD if I get a PB. Me talking about so much depressing shit. Too late, too furious. I still think I owe you like 3 splits. Remind me at the end of this run and we'll go through them. Alright. Here we go. Wolf 2. Oh, she's fucking run back, you bitch. Oh, I just didn't... Damn it, if she'd not run back, that would have been so good. Wow. Wow, that was nearly the best Wolf 2 I've ever had. If she'd not run back, that would have been so much time saved. Jesus Christ. She was super nice up until that point. Ah, I shot twice. It's awkward. And more steam. I am getting close to that 53. This could be it. Predicted time 54:33. That is based on average. I'm not sure what's pushing that down. But we'll see. That was not good. I just had my inputs wrong for that. Yeah, I'm not sure how 54:34. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I suppose when you consider that I was like 43 seconds ahead at the comms tower, and then I went down to 28, and then went back to 42 again. Just, you know, some consistency across everything. And yeah, this quite easily could have been a 53. I think unless I make some really huge mistake, this should be a PB. One that I'll actually submit this time. I know my current PB hasn't been submitted, because it wasn't that good, and I knew I was going to get a new one very quickly afterwards. All right, here comes Raven. Oh, bollocks. Okay, lost a couple of seconds on Raven there because of the non-headshot. The body shot is probably a better way of describing that non-headshot. I got a body shot. She must be some kind of spy. Cam Clark is such a fucking good voice actor. To pull off fake Miller. To pull off fake Miller the way he does in this, and Liquid at the same time. It's so good. I watched a very interesting clip today, or series of clips. I sort of skimmed through an episode. I listened to the latest. I listened to the latest Kojima Frequency, and they were talking about David Hayter being in an episode of a sitcom called Major Dad, and I went and watched it. It was so fucking bizarre. David Hayter being this young Russian kid. Oh well, he's fine. He's out of the way. I only knocked that guy out, but it doesn't matter. He won't be in the way when he gets back up again. Gold! Apparently I got a gold split for that. I've pulled back 5 sets. I must have made some really dumb mistake. Yeah, gold. Went in the ditch and I went a bit too close. Goldie guy, Goldie lie, Goldie lie. That's what it's all about. So that guard's gonna get back up in a second, but it'll be fine. He doesn't. He goes back to his normal patrol, and his normal patrol doesn't get in the way of you. Understood. Lost a few seconds for the power key. There is still a little bit of randomness. I have posted pictures of Eli on Twitter before. I can find one after this. I shared them with Mockingjay recently because she was a bit down, and she really appreciated it. He's a very handsome boy. I still got so lucky that I managed to trick Heidi into naming him after Liquid Snake. I didn't really trick her. She knew what she was getting into. I was just going through a bunch of Metal Gear Solid related names. She must have realized I was doing it. And at one point I said Eli, and she was like, "Oh, I actually really like that." And then I told her what it was, and she was like, "Oh, you can't. No, you spoiled it now." I was like, "But I really like it." I was like, "So let's name him that." He's like, "But oh, I can't. But I really like the name." And eventually, she was just like, she liked the name more than she hated the idea that it was Metal Gear Solid related. I ruined everything. It's not the first time we've named pets after video game characters. If you don't know, I also have 2 corn snakes. The original 2 corn snakes that we had, we got from one of Heidi's workmates who was moving back to Australia, and they were called Phantom and Phoenix. So we kept their names. We didn't rename them. But we were always told that they were 2 boys. So they lived in the same Viv. As I said, the owners always believed and were told that they were 2 boys. We discovered very quickly that they weren't, and that they were indeed a boy and a girl. And they had a clutch of 14 baby corn snakes. We gave the corn snakes to a pet shop for them to hatch them and look after them, because we knew that we just weren't going to be able to do it properly. So we gave them away to a pet shop on the proviso that we were allowed to keep 2 of them, which they were quite happy with. So we didn't sell them, we didn't get any money for them, but we did keep 2 of them, and they then raised them, look after them, and all that. And the 2 that we kept were both named after video game characters. The one that we've still got left, Shyvana, who is a champion from League of Legends. And the other one, who sadly got out of his cage one day and escaped, and we never saw him again. His name was Shadow, because he was quite dark, and named after Shadow the Hedgehog. Because Shadow and Shyvana sounded really nice together. That's useful to know. If you as soon as you get to that door and lean against it, you can then hit that was a little slow. I didn't do very well with pacing those shots out.
Now, in front of you, I can finally die. I can't do it. It's no good. I can't do it. It's no good. I can't do it. I was taken from the battle. I can't do it. Neither truly alive. I can't shoot. Nor truly dead. An undying.
Fact that some people might not know. In MGS1, and I'm assuming it's the same in Twin Snakes, if you have no missiles at this point, Snake will say, I can't do it, I'm out of missiles. Can't do it. I'm out of missiles.
There you are!
1, 2, 3. Just be on the safe side. Lost a little bit of time for that. Yeah, this isn't going to be a 50... Unless I get like a perfect lottery roll here, this isn't going to be a 53. Sadly. But it should still be a PB. Unless something goes super wrong with Liquid here, this should definitely be a PB. By hopefully 30 seconds. Alright, JM Chunk first.
You're out of time.
Stand still, Liquid, so I can punch and kick you.
Hurry.
Very nice, Liquids. Could have been faster, but stop doing the roll in phase 2. It does loads of damage.
Hurry.
I thought even if you fall off, it's still worth it for the amount of damage you get done.
I'll take the wheel. Uh-oh. A surveillance
Uh-oh.
camera. No key.
It's just my basis of what I've experienced and what I've seen on some other ones.
It's got keys. Let's go.
That is definitely not a fact, just based on what I've seen before.
Snake, climb in.
It's a little slow getting in. But shooting the barrels there nice and quickly was good. All right. Barring any something really dumb, this is almost impossible to not PB now. A decent chunk off as well.
Snake. Here they come.
That was a bit slow, getting the shots in a second. I still think I want to use the directional pad for this section. Oh, that's a good shot. Slow again. I keep getting the really slow shot on the slow kill on that last guard. Ba, 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 ba. Can't get that first shot. Lost 6 seconds on escape. But it's going to be a 30-second PB. Or it certainly should be. Mashing, keep mashing. Time. Yes, gold split at the end as well. Gold split at the end. 30 seconds shaved, 54.23. Oh, lovely. Right, I just got to get another 30 seconds off to get down to a 53. Right, so we will mute Dolphin for a moment. Luckily, we can speed the credits up now. It has been agreed that because the in-game timer is definitely over, as soon as the credits start, we can speed up the emulation. So I just hold tab. And this will now run a lot quicker. Obviously, we can't hear the music, so we're not going to... The music's actually really funky at this speed. But yeah. Fast forward during the run, then no fog. You're never going to let that go, are you? I actually flip-flopped on the fog. At first, I was like, yeah, if this is going to help people run and it's going to make it smoother for everyone else, then, yeah, let's remove fog. And then when people started talking about, yeah, but it's, getting away from what the original is and stuff like that, I was like, actually, yeah, I am kind of the opinion that emulation should try and mimic, emulation should try to be as close to the real game as possible. Because if you're in situations where you can actually merge boards together, then it makes for more competition. But I don't think that'll ever happen with Twin Snakes because the loading times are so different. But yeah, I kind of feel like there is a skill to being able to deal with the hind whilst you can't really see it. Oh yeah, Twin Snake. Until we get a Dolphin emulator that is like 99% accurate on loading times, we're never going to merge the Twin Snakes boards. Yeah, it's nice that we can at least speed up the emulation here, and this end section doesn't take quite as long. So that's good. Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Definitely a lot of place to save some time. Still, my summer best is nearly at 51. Sweet Love Lolita. I hope I've said that right. Thank you very much for the follow. There you go. I can unmute now. So
The important thing is that you choose life and then live.
Live.
Yes, sir. The entire unit was wiped out. Yes, sir. Thanks to the vaccine. Yes, those two are still alive. The Vector. Yes, sir. Foxeye should become activated soon.
Just to confirm, for if anyone's watching the VOD or anything and is like, you're speeding up the emulator. That's not allowed. The in-game timer stops as soon as the historical data appears. It has been confirmed that the in-game timer does definitely stop, and the time that's shown at the end is not affected at all by the credits, which is why we are now allowing... This is only a recent change. We are now allowing people to speed up the emulator to get to the end, the final time quicker, because it doesn't make a difference. There we go, 54. So that confirms it. I showed my timer stopped at 54:23. Credits show 54:23, so absolutely works. So yay, new PB. 29 enemies killed. That's good because during the race on Sunday I killed 31, so I managed to kill 2 less enemies, which is nice. 1 ration. I managed 0. I still don't know how I managed 0 rations during my race on Sunday. But yeah, that's really good. 54:23. That's my second 54 I've ever had. And as I said, the crazy thing about this run is at tank I was a minute ahead. I then went all the way down to 27 seconds behind at the end of Hind D. So I lost just over 30 seconds and then pulled back another 15 seconds and then dropped another 12. So yeah, there's definitely a 53 is definitely doable. 52 I really don't I don't see myself doing anytime soon. But 53, I think I should. I think I can get a 53 before the end of this tournament. But yeah, for those watching the VOD, watching on YouTube, thank you very much for watching. I've been Nick RP Green, the Furious Motorist. And you can check me out on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and at the weekends. Although weekends I'm not doing extra streams at the moment because of the tournament. The tournament is my extra stream this weekend. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the notification bell. So that you know when my videos go live for you. Oh dear. Anyway, yeah, thanks very much. Goodbye.